Hello everyone, today we're talking about LCX in regards to many things, including tokenization, CBDCs, moving towards a new era, a new financial era, and the Great Reset. A big component of the Great Reset is stakeholder capitalism. What is it? What it is all about? Is it good? Is it bad? The actual definition, in my personal opinion, on the whole narrative and situation. And in regards to tokenization relating to LCX, right, the vision of tokenization of everything, tokenization of assets like diamonds, where you can hear them called being diamonds with a T. So how tokenization actually empowers stakeholder capitalism in terms of smart contracts and blockchain helps it actually become a reality. We will talk about that, but before we go into anything else, I need to plug the Decent Wallet. If you have LCX, it's not on the cold wallet. If you're one of the 16,442 holders, get a Decent Wallet. Links are down below. Discounts are down below. Single one is $129 and 2x Wallet is $219. Go and check them out. But without the way, a lot of info in today's video. Stay around to the end. And without further ado, here we go. Okay, so the Great Reset we can see here. So there's an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate and simultaneously managing the direct consequences of C-19 crisis. So global stakeholders. Let's go to definition. I'm going to read this paragraph, then talk about it. So stakeholder capitalism was a theory of business ethics that emerged in the 1970s. It argues that shareholders should not be the only group with a concern for returns on their investments. It is a business ethic that includes all stakeholders in a company's business model. This means that the stakeholders include the investor, but also management, suppliers, workers, suppliers, and the communities who serve them. Stakeholder capitalism is an ideology that argues that these groups should be considered for more than just their monetary gain or contributions to a company's success. What's very important when these things are being stated is who is saying it, right? The statement that you will own nothing to be happy is very aggressive in itself. You will own nothing to be happy, but essentially means you can be happy without having material possessions. But when you recognize that Klaus is saying that, you know the deeper meaning. In regards to stakeholders, right? When I hear that, in my opinion, it's more or less stakeholders means him and his friends, right? It's a policy. Your policy goes beyond the shareholders. It goes beyond the board of directors, right? You're answerable to the world. Therefore, you cannot be voted out. You think the solution would be having less control, but their solution is having more control. So in the term of the argument being, instead of focusing on, monetary gain, short-term profits, think about the well-being of the planet, essentially give them the power so they can take care of us. That's my interpretation of it. Not a good interpretation. Here we can see, back in 2019, Business Roundtable redefines the purpose of a corporation to promote an economy that serves all Americans. This mantra was signed by 181 CEOs, nearly 200. Moving on to tokenization, coined the next generation for markets by BlackRock CEO Larry Fink. Now, tokenization enables the ownership rights of assets in digital format, right? So the representative of ownership does not need to meet with a counterparty or trust the other person, right? So we can see with the transparency of the blockchain, aiding stakeholder capitalism, where the stakeholder can review the authenticity of a organic food being sold or organic food business, and if it is authentic, maybe them receiving tokens and whatnot. Without even mentioning the connections to the LCX with the World Economic Forum, we can see here their slogan, Digital Asset Revolution, the future will be tokenized. Right? We're talking about a regulated exchange here, a centralized one, but one that has one-to-one backing, where users' funds are kept 100% away from exchange operations, right, to protect against insolvency. Now, in terms of tokenization, we're going to go more into that in terms of LCX. The market size is unfathomable. We're talking about making these liquid assets liquid. And we can also see here, in regards to LCX being the first and only exchange in the world gaining regulatory approval as a physical validator to enable the tokenization of assets. Diamonds is what we mentioned earlier in terms of tokenizing physical assets as a platform for tokenizing diamonds, allowing investors to purchase and trade diamond assets using blockchain technology, just the beginning of this whole technology, right? Also, we know the World Economic Forum predicts 10% of the global GDP to be stored on blockchain by 2027. And even to double down on this, we can see back in the February 7th, 2022, LCX filed for a 10 million euro blockchain bond. Spearheading tokenization of capital markets and digital securities, we can see here plan to conduct the security token offering on LCX's token launchpad at LCX.com in a fully compliant manner after regulatory approvals. So here we have a regulated exchange, also a token offering platform, a smart contract creator, a physical validator, a digital asset custody provider, and much, much more. This is insane, right? And also we know the connection to the World Economic Forum, also Monty, CEO and founder, being a member for some years now. Also, when it comes to the 2030 agenda for sustainable development, you obviously know that little badge there. He is always seen wearing it. Like you're mentioning, in the long-term vision, they're becoming a blockchain bank. Not a question of if, but when, right? That is insane in itself, with these connections on top of that. And now when you also look to where was it we were at before, so fully compliant, that is very important. A lot of misinformation around this topic here when it comes to the SEC. So further down we can see the whole situation was that a Coinbase employee, so yes, a former Coinbase employee, insider traded. One of the tokens happened to be LCX. That is ridiculous. Then deemed LCX a security because of that. But emphasizing, the FMA confirmed that the SEC emphasizes it is not investigating LCX AG. And the SEC is a situation itself, especially in terms of Ripple, is a joke itself, right? And in regards to EU markets, right? Liechtenstein is part of the EEA, the European Economic Area, along with Norway and Iceland, I'm pretty sure it is. And here we can see EU markets and crypto assets, MICA regulation expected to enter into force in early 2023. So the 9 licenses, one of them being the physical validator, which is mentioned, is passportable to the EU. We can see here in regards to the Digital Operation Resilience Act DORA and the DLT pilot regime regulation applying on March 23rd, 2023. Regulations are coming. Now, another huge part of the financial system is CBDCs. They partnered back with Quant back in April 2021 to advance CBDC settlement implementation. I won't see more fruit come from this partnership in years to come, or even this year possibly, with CBDCs coming into play. It is the main focus on the implementation and settlement of CBDCs, banking stablecoins, and digital asset securities. And we know how close CBDCs are on the way. I want to come to a close on the video with all the information I provided in regards to 2030, the Great Reset, and LCX. Now, a lot of people say their big slogan is "You will nothing to be happy." Why would a project heavily affiliated with the World Economic Forum actually allow you to make any money? Well, the way I see it is they don't mind a small amount of people, a small contingent amount of people getting rich off of these assets. About 16,442 in proportion to, the planet is ridiculous, right? So few people are actually interested in investing in these assets for the future and actually clued on what is going on. And a huge overwhelming consensus is to make your money and get out. People are saying 2030, and some even saying before 2030. To clarify, I do not like the World Economic Forum, but it's a situation where you win either way, right? Or you have a chance to win either way. You win because LCX has utility outside of the World Economic Forum if they don't get the way as a regulated crypto exchange in terms of tokenization. If the World Economic Forum get their way, you still have a chance of actually making decent money in the game, right? History shows any situation that's happened, any catastrophe, if you have money, you are usually okay, right? That's my consensus. What you think down below. Do you think we're all screwed? Do you think it's all a big conspiracy theory? I'd be very interested to hear your opinions. Let me know down below. But mates, for the video, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.